point came up that based on where we were going, we were going to fail one of the financial covenants in 2022 for the bond.
We did not. We've made it through, but the budget for 2023 will have us failed the covenant.
A failed covenant. What happens when you do that is it means you can't issue any bonds for any reason. And we have bonds that mature in 24 that we could perhaps call because there's a call date in there. You can't just do the old way where you issue new bonds and defease the old bonds. You have to wait for a call date. We have some bonds in 24 that we could call if we can get our financial ratios in order and maybe do a really big bond issue that would provide money for water, including the water line and consent decree. I mean, all that's dependent on a lot of factors, but there's no reason not to try to get there.
Yeah.
There have been meetings with financial consultants along this line to try to get started on what it would take to do that because we have some time, but we'll never get anywhere if we don't get more revenue. And the fees will help us. The fees that we're going to talk about will help because they're pretty low. And, I'm not advocating raising it up to the full amount. I'm not in favor of waiting till 26 and raising water rates 50% because we have to.
As I sit here today, I've got to see the numbers in order to be able to make any kind of decision, but I want to see what options are available. What would happen if we raised our wholesale water rate versus on us? What if we raised rates on the top tier, those high-end users? I want to see some of those options that are available to us.
I agree completely. We need to look at the whole spectrum of customers and make sure they're being billed a fair amount for the water they're using and not anyone be overcharged. We are under some pressure to take a look at this. And I would say the bonds that were issued in 2018 really tied us up in a lot of different ways as far as what flexibility we've got financially. That's why looking at 24 when there's a call date, getting those paid with a new bond issue is really important. We're going to have to really do some hard financial work in that area, but there's a chance we could do something that would really be helpful. And also, if you have a repair project like the consent decree, it's got to be done in 15 years or 12 years or whatever we've got right now, and you can issue bonds that pay off in 30 years, but you can spend the money in 12 years. Effectively, you're spreading the cost over 30 years instead of 12 years because the rates have to pay the bonds, not pay for the consent decree. There are a lot of aspects of this that we just have to look at.